Hi, this is Trepacer. I went to see two movies today, and Star Trek Beyond, and then the second movie I saw today in this review is going to be about Lights Out. It's a horror movie, about an hour and 34 minutes. This is produced by what's his name, James Wan, and from his little track, tree of horror movies. And I saw the trailer for this, so I was interested in seeing what this was about. And basically, it's a story of a young, actually a young woman, I guess her, and she's somewhat estranged from her mother, and her mother, played by Teresa Palmer, plays the estranged daughter, and she's living. Well, she's not really living with a guy, but she's estranged from her mother, and she has a little brother who's living with her mother, played by Maria Bello, and her mother is a little mental, and she has to take meds, and her daughter, Teresa Palmer, is estranged from her, and her brother. One day, her little brother shows up. Uh, Actually, she gets a call. Excuse me. She gets a call from the school saying that her little brother was basically sleeping in school because he's so tired. He explains to his sister, that his big sister, that he's been up all night because he hasn't been sleeping because he's been getting haunted, and he says his mom is talking to herself, and he's afraid to turn off the lights, and there's this thing that whenever he turns off the light, it's there, and so of course she takes him out of school, and she brings him back to his house, to her house, and she has a confrontation from her mother, and you really don't know exactly why they're estranged from her mother. But she basically takes her young brother and said, "Listen, he's gonna spend a few days with me until you get it together." And basically tells her mother, "Get it, start taking your meds and get it back together." And then of course you find out, the daughter finds out. Okay, again she starts to experience what her younger brother's experience, and whenever the lights are out, this creature appears, okay, and attacks them, okay, and then they go into this whole backstory about exactly with the mother and stuff. But the gist of this is, this movie wasn't that good to me. It wasn't. Maybe I was expecting more because this movie kind of jumps right in. It doesn't kind of set things up. It just jumps right in when you start watching it. The things just action really immediately starts, and then they sort of kind of peel back layers and let you know what's going on as it goes along. But I think the script is just haphazard. It's not really that well done. I mean, the actors try to do a good job of what they have. I think even the young kid who played the younger brother, I think he was good too as well. But a lot of the actions in the movie didn't make sense. If that's if I'm saying that right, a lot of things that characters didn't make sense. Like one character tells another character, "Don't ever leave me ever," and then that character proceeds to leave him. Okay, which you know, and then of course the creature itself. I have to admit the creature itself was pretty freaky. Okay, but all they had to do again was a little explanation, and the way the movie ended, I don't know how they're going to explain what happened. They don't go into it, and I don't know how the police are going to justify what happened. How they going to ever explain what happened in the movie without spoiling it. Okay, but this movie, it had the potential, but again, the script was just a little too weak. Okay, like saying things, and the boyfriend character in this movie was what a, I mean, what a wuss. Okay, I'm saying his character was just really annoying to me. The boyfriend of Teresa Palmer, but yeah, they had the elements, I think, with the mother and the daughter and the a younger brother, but it just and a scary creature. But the script was just that weak. You could tell a James Wan movie. If James Wan would have directed this movie, I think he probably would have got a better script too. But it would have unfolded better. I think this movie just didn't flow right to me. It just things happened, and then characters did things that didn't make sense. Okay, and just it really disappointed me. Maybe I was expecting more. I mean, it's a low budget movie, so I guess you shouldn't expect too much, but I expect a little logic in I guess in my horror movies. Okay, a little logic, okay, and not be so predictable. Okay, I guess that's what I expect. But anyway, I'm gonna have to give Lights Out, give it a 5.5. Okay, I'm gonna give it a 5.5. It just, like I said, was predictable. The script was weak. The actors tried to make something out of it, but it just didn't. it just didn't get there to me. Okay, that's what I want to say. It just didn't get there to me. It didn't. There was moments that people laughed in the movie, that spots that weren't supposed to laugh, but people laughed anyway, which is not a good sign to me in a horror movie. People laughed at things that were supposed to be serious. And I remember two specific instances where a guy that was sitting in front of me laughed because it was a serious moment, but it came off funny, and that's not a good thing for a horror movie, in my opinion. Again, a 5.5 for Lights Out. I can't recommend it. Maybe you can get it on video and then and watch it. And I also think that things were cut out of this movie because of certain things characters said in this movie that you didn't see on screen. So maybe if there's an unrated version of this and they put those parts back in it, that'll bump up the rating in it. And maybe that's what sometimes happen with movies. They butcher them, and sometimes they take out things, and so then it doesn't make sense when you see what happens on screen. So, and I think that may have happened in this, because there was one instant where somebody said something, when one character said something, but you didn't see it on screen. So maybe they edited that out for time, because the movie's only like 94 minutes, so maybe they edited it for time. Anyway, let me know what you think of Lights Out. If you've seen it, what do you think of it? Feel free to leave comments down below. If you like this review, please hit the subscribe button down below. And this is Trepacer saying so long and take care.